Why are you grinning so much today? Well, we're all so upset about this tough exam. I heard the question from my side, making me turn away from the sun and snapping me out of my thoughts. Today was our last exam. I said it like it was the most obvious thing in the world, staring at my friend, and she asked, raising an eyebrow. We finished college. I said, and my grin came right back, just thinking about it. And she asked again, impatience creeping into her voice. And there is no other reason for my parents to stop his mom from calling her son home for the wedding. I replied and sighed, just thinking about finally having a chance to meet him. Oh God. I just can't believe this. We both heard a new voice and turned to see my enemy, Rupert, sitting behind us on the college grounds. What is your problem, Rupert? I asked, frowning. My problem is your naivety, Vani. She replied, frowning right back. What do you mean? I asked, even though I knew I should just turn away and go back to my happy thoughts. Did you forget that he's studying in the city? Higher studies. And not only that, but he's been living in the city for years, except for holidays. She asked, shaking her head. If you forgot, we're not writing an exam anymore. So, you can just get to the point without going in circles like our answers. I said, fuming. Fine. Do you really think he would choose a village girl over someone more perfect for him? Someone he can actually get along with? She asked, raising an eyebrow. Don't mind her. My friend said, tugging my hand. But my whole attention was on the girl in front of me. He will choose me over everyone. I'm not a secret. He knows he's going to marry me. I can even bet that I'm very special to him, just like he is to me. I said with a smirk to show her that her words didn't affect me. Really, how many years has it been since you talked to him? She asked, still not getting the hint that I wasn't going to fall for her words. I don't need to talk to him. I have someone who does that in a more special way. And I will talk to him soon, when he comes here. I said with a shrug. You know in your heart that there will be problems with this marriage, Vani. She said, shaking her head. If there are, then I know how to solve them. Look at your own life instead of worrying about others, I said, glaring at her before standing up and walking away, ignoring the shouts from my friends. After a few minutes, I finally got my anger under control. But I saw that I was very far from the college. I should have gone back to wait for my ride with everyone else. But when I glanced at my watch, I saw it was past that time, and I'd taken a shortcut. I shook my head and just kept walking, knowing I'd missed it. I don't know what her problem is, but she's always after me, saying he'll never choose me. I will not let her words affect me again. And they won't, because I'll probably never see her again. Now, I really should think about how to control my emotions. I can't just get up and walk away whenever I feel something, right, Auntie? I shouted, entering the only beautiful house in the lane, and walked inside, my legs trembling from all the walking. Vani, what happened to you? Auntie asked the moment I stepped inside her house. I got angry. I replied, scratching my forehead and plopped right down on the floor, stretching my legs out. How many times will you walk from college like this? Do you always forget that your college is in another village? She started scolding me before walking into the kitchen and returning with a glass of water. You don't know what Rupert was saying, Auntie, I mumbled, accepting the glass and drinking the whole thing down. I am so glad your college is over. Otherwise, I'd have to wait by the door every day, ready to unlock it, thinking you might walk in at any moment with your legs hurting, she said, shaking her head. I haven't done it recently, I said, defending myself, but she just stared at me with a knowing look. It was just last week, and I wrote my exam really well that day, I added, but sighed. I knew I couldn't say anything to change her mind. She knows everything. I'm just thinking how my son will bear you, she said, and I frowned, looking down at my hands. But I know he can't get anyone as precious as you. She immediately added, making me grin at her. Will you call him to come here, Auntie? I asked, holding her hand out. Yes. I'll call him in a few days. She replied, nodding. Why after a few days? I asked her, frowning. I already talked to him today. Once a week, remember? She asked, and I nodded, sighing, before placing my head on her shoulder. My legs are aching so much. Tell me a story from his childhood, Auntie, I said, closing my eyes. Did you tell your parents that you'll be here? She asked, glancing at the clock. No. I said, turning my head towards the door and taking a deep breath. Mom, Dad, I'm going to stay with Auntie for a little while. I shouted at the top of my voice, then moved my head back to her shoulder. I think they'll hear it, I added, nodding to myself. I think even my son would have heard that, even living so many kilometers away. Why not your parents? Living in the house right next to mine, she said, chuckling, and started telling another beautiful story from his childhood. One that I want to memorize with every breath. I just can't wait to meet him, to tell him how much I've loved him all these years, and to ask him if he likes me too, to get the reply from his own lips for a change, instead of from Auntie. I drifted off to sleep, smiling, as she kept talking and stroking my hair. When will these few days finally be over?